Hello and welcome to the centre of Vitoria-Gasteiz, and what's incredible for me is that behind me you can see a group of tourists in Gasteiz. Oh my god, when I came here in 1994 that seemed impossible. Nobody came to Vitoria, but now every day there are coachloads of tourists who come to visit Vitoria-Gasteiz, green capital. Declared it a tourist-saturated area. President of the Cabildo of Lanzarote, the islands. Hello, and plan A today was to record this video outside in the beautiful sunshine next to some of the sites and tourist attractions in Vitoria-Gasteiz, but it's really cold and windy outside. It was beginning to rain, so let's just imagine that this cup of tea is in fact a martini, and this is my luxury apartment in a wonderful hotel that has been newly built for all the tourists that are flocking into Gasteiz. And here is this week's question. What kind of tourism do you want where you live? This week's picture shows the extraordinary vineyards of La Jeria in Lanzarote. It's a stunningly unique landscape and in stark contrast to the bars and beaches of Puerto del Carmen, where we were staying at a friend's house. Who would have thought that you could produce award-winning wine in such a dry climate? It's possible thanks to the cone-shaped holes excavated in the natural layers of volcanic gravel. A vine is planted in the centre and a wall is built around it, not only to protect it from the Atlantic winds, but to also collect the moisture that the wind carries. Lanzarote made headlines in the UK recently when in early February the island's authorities declared it a tourist-saturated area. Maria Dolores Corujo, president of the Cabildo of Lanzarote, the island's government, said that the island was aspiring to receive fewer tourists, but ones who spend more and generate greater wealth, perhaps by buying wine and paying for a guided tour around the vineyards. The British tabloid newspaper, the Daily Mail, reacted by saying, "Lanzarote is fed up with having so many British tourists and wants fewer UK holidaymakers." Corujo hadn't said it directly, but most Brits in the Canary Islands are there on a sun and sand package holiday and don't spend that much money. According to the President, as around half of the 2.8 million annual visitors are from the UK, it will be necessary to create a diversification strategy to reduce our dependence on the British market. This was confirmed in interviews by the Daily Mail with tourists on the island. "We only came here on holiday because it was cheap," explained Caitlin, a 23-year-old postgraduate. "We paid £250 for flights and a week's accommodation." But while some areas in Spain are saturated, Barcelona, for example, has banned the building of new hotels and is trying to limit the number of cruise ships. Other cities and regions are keen to attract foreign visitors, but not by following the old-fashioned sun and sand model. The Basque Country's tourism office, perhaps thinking of the foodies theme park that the old part of San Sebastian has become in recent years, has decided not to carry out any publicity campaigns for this coming summer. The idea is to invest its resources in out-of-season campaigns to promote the region as an all-year-round destination and create more stable employment and a more sustainable industry. Mountains, vineyards, museums and restaurants feature heavily in the promotional material. Tourism simply didn't exist in Vitoria when I came here in 1994. Now it is thriving, with coachloads of day trippers arriving every morning and over 5,000 hotel beds on offer. I often give directions to tourists as they wander around the medieval quarter. Many are Spanish, but there is an increasing number of foreign visitors. They are not in the Basque Country for the weather, nor to tan themselves on the beaches. They are here for the food and drink, the architecture and culture, and to spend their money in an area that seems relatively cheap to them. I call it gentle tourism. Gentle on the eyes, gentle on the ears, and gentle on the locals. Hopefully, tourism in Gasteiz is here to stay, and hopefully it will provide an all year round contribution to local businesses that then has a multiplier effect on the rest of the economy. Let's chat about the picture and those ideas. Number 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. Number 2. Have you ever visited the Canary Islands? If so, describe what your holiday was like. Number 3. What is the typical stereotype of British holidaymakers? Is it true? Explain why, or why not. Number 4. Describe holidays where you tried to spend as little as possible. Were they enjoyable? Number 5. What is tourism like in your area? Will it increase in the future? Is it sustainable? And here's an activity for you. Make a list of areas in your country that are tourist saturated. Explain why people visit them. Now make a list of places that you know of that, in your opinion, are wonderful places to visit, but don't have many visitors. Do you think they should be promoted? Explain why, or why not. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was useful. Have a great day, have a great week, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye.